Hello all and welcome to the Music Composition 100 course. My name is Cody Wyman. In this presentation we're going to talk about how the modern staff came to be. As far back as the 7th century, the composition of music was largely an oral tradition, meaning it was not written down. A lot of people, a lot of composers, a lot of freelance musicians back then basically said music is passed down from generation to generation, but there's no written record of it. By about the 9th century, the neume system that we talked about had developed to notate relative, followed by almost exact pitch, but not so for rhythm. Like we said in the last slide, there was the notation where you'd have these little dots of varying lengths that would kind of give a glimpse into how long the note is held, but it wasn't an exact science. Also, you had these curved lines up there in the picture that I showed you where it was trying to say what the contour of the pitches were, but it didn't give the exact notes, as it were. Theorists in the 13th and 14th centuries developed a set of 6 rhythmic modes that were used to notate simple rhythms. So you had 6 modal pieces, 6 modal rhythms that would develop into the modern quarter note, half note, dotted half note, and so on. But they were like the short note, longer, and finally the long tone. And some of those included the breve, which was widely used in early Renaissance music and earlier, and a couple of different other symbols there. And soon after this precise note values system began to take shape, as well as bar lines. So we go from not much notation at all to the heightened neumes, which kind of gave you an idea of what the pitch and the contour and everything, the rhythm was, but it wasn't exact. And then you go to the 16th and 17th centuries when the notes, stabs, and note values finished taking root. So by the 17th century, our common notation was so. And same thing what we'll see in the next slide for clefs. It wasn't the clefs that we see today. It was actually very, very primitive. So this is how the modern staff came about in a nutshell. I don't want to keep you too long. I'm going to have some music theory courses and music history courses, music survey courses coming up that will delve into that a lot more than this one. This is just showing you a quick overview of how we got all those lines, dots, and slurs and everything else that we use now and take advantage of, how those came to be. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to consult the Q&A. And with that, we go on to the clefs lecture.